Hey my beautiful ladies, thank you so much for joining me in the glam zone. In today's video I'm going to show you how to do your eyebrows. That's a very requested video, and I use simple techniques and I also use very affordable products to help everybody just get their slay on. So if you're interested in learning how I do my eyebrows, stick around for the video and I will see you in the next video where I will do this eyeshadow look. Please feel free to subscribe and also remember to click on the notification button. That way every time I upload new videos you get notified first. And for all my return subscribers, I love you guys so much. Thank you for giving me the encouragement to keep going, though I just started. It's been a while since I had a channel, so thank you so much for making me kick those nerves out. I really appreciate it and I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye. Hey guys, so now we're back and I'm going to show you the simplest or most inexpensive things you can use to do your eyebrows. It does not take a lot of money. You don't need to spend a load of money for your eyebrows, but I think it's very necessary. It frames your eyes. It just, a face that has nicely done eyebrows makes you look put together. What I try to do in this video is find the most inexpensive way to do your eyebrows, and with products that you can find easily anywhere. Now, I use a dark brown eye pencil to fill in my eyebrows, and you want a sharpened pencil. You want one that's very sharp, because that'll make your eyebrow hairs look as if it's actually growing from your face as opposed to having been drawn in. So you want to sharpen your pencil first. And then the other thing that's very important that you will need is a spoolie. That's this tool right here. It's just like a brush. It looks like what you use to clean a flask, but it's for the eyebrows. It's very little, as you can see. And the other thing you will need is a brush. You can use an angled brush like this one here. This is a Morphe brush. It's a M165 brush. Also very inexpensive, but good quality brush to put concealer underneath your eyebrows and on top of your eyebrows to clean out your eyebrows. If you could, try and avoid black eye pencil to fill in your brows, because I feel that it gives you that very harsh look. Unless you're going for like an Elvira or Halloween themed type of makeup look, please try and avoid black eye pencil and use dark brown instead. If you're blonde, now that's another story. I'm sure there's like light brown eye pencils that you could use to do that kind of stuff, to fill in your eyebrows. Of course, you'll need a concealer. You want to go with a concealer that's 1 or 2 shades lighter than your foundation, the foundation that you'll use on your skin. So either 1 or 2 shades lighter than your foundation or lighter than your actual skin tone. And that's just to give your eyebrows that clean look, to make it look as if you had your eyebrows waxed. To set your eyebrows, I find this necessary, especially if you have hair that'll come over your face, because sometimes you'll see somebody with their eyebrows drawn in, but then towards the tail end of the eyebrows you see like it's kind of rubbed off. Now this prevents any kind of eye gel, any kind of brow gel will set your eyebrows in place. That way they don't budge throughout the day. If say you're sweating or if you're hugging somebody, your eyebrows will not rub off as easily as if you had none of it on. So you can either use a dark brown one. I've had this, it's rubbed off. I think it's by L'Oreal, but I'll include all the product details that I'll use here in this video. I'll include at the bottom in the description bar, so make sure to look that up. And you can also use a clear one. This is by e.l.f. and I've used half of it. It comes with 2 sides. You can use this as well to set your eyebrows, and this is a transparent one, so whichever one you'd like to use. So the first thing I want to show you, especially if you're a beginner, because I know when I was starting to do my eyebrows, when I started getting interested in makeup, I did not know I wasn't sure where to start drawing in my eyebrows or where to end it, especially where to end it. So I just extended all the way to the end, and it ended up looking real funny, not cute, sis. So let me show you the 3 parts of your eyebrows. So to begin with, there's a head which starts here, right? And then there's an arch. That's the highest point of your eyebrow, which is here, halfway through your eyebrow, and then the tail end, which is back here, which ends back here, all right? Now, if you're not sure where to start drawing your eyebrows or at what point to kind of arch it, let me show you what you do. So you take your eye pencil, or if you have a brush, just to use to mark the points. You put this pencil like right here on the side of your nostril, You see that? Straight up, holding it straight up, mark that point right there. That's the head of your eyebrow. That's where you start shading in your eyebrow. And then with your pencil still at the tip or at the end where your nostril ends, you just kind of move it away from the head. And right there in the middle, where your eye, the middle of your eye, and let me use this other pencil. See that? I know it looks ridiculous, but I just want you to get what I'm saying. The middle of your eye there, that should be the highest point of your eyebrow. You want to mark a spot there, okay? And then the tip or the end of the tail of your eyebrow. This is the tail. This part here that kind of thins out is a tail. So the tip of it, you go the beginning of your eyebrow or the head, the arch, and then just holding your nostril, your pencil to your nostril, the very end where your eye ends, and let me point that out. You see here the end of your eye, where your pencil is pointing, that's where you should draw, or that's where you should end your eyebrow, not longer than that. Do not extend it more than that, because then it'll look unnatural. So now you see the three parts of your eyebrows. Now what I go in and do next, I don't normally do this. I don't normally point out like mark these points on my eyebrows, because I just follow the natural curve of my eyebrow hairs. So you go in with your spoolie, and towards the head of your eyebrow, you just brush it up, and then you start brushing diagonally, following the curve of your eyebrows as you go towards the tail. You see that? So straight up here, and then start going diagonally all the way to the end of the tail. You can see I have sparse eyebrow hairs at the tail end of my eyebrow. So what I like to think of the eyebrows as is a picture. And when I start filling in my eyebrows, I think of the lines I'm about to draw as a frame that puts like frames my eyebrows, okay? So you want to start at the head and end it at the end of the tail of your eyebrow. When you want to go with a light hand, don't make it too dark, just go easy, and it's buildable. So if you go in the first time and it doesn't look right, you can go in the second time, but just try and use as little pressure as you can. That way it doesn't look too bold, okay? So I'm just going to go in here and gently follow the curve of my eyebrow. See where we marked the arch of the eyebrow? You want to kind of draw it going in where it marks the arch. Now, do you see that? I don't know if you can see it. All right, and then you're going to do the same for the top part. However, for the top part of your eyebrow, don't start at the very beginning like you did at the bottom when you were drawing the line. Kind of leave a little gap there, or I like to do that to make it look very natural. And then I'll just do the same thing. The arch, come down, and stop there where we marked. Do you see that? So as you can see, there's a line starting here, all the way to the end at the bottom, and then at the top the line does not start like exactly above where we started the bottom line, but it starts a little bit further in. So once you've done that, now you can go in with your sharp eyebrow pencil and just kind of, I call it feathering it in, drawing little straight lines as you go along, okay? So up towards the front, I like to draw the lines going up with a very light touch, okay? And then as you go along, you kind of make the lines follow the natural curve of your eyebrows with a very light touch. And if it looks too dark, you can always go back and brush it out with that spoolie just to evenly distribute the product or the eye pencil that you use, like I'm doing right now. Now towards the front, I brush straight up, and then diagonally as I proceed towards the end tail of my eyebrow. And if it's sparse, like parts of your eyebrow, go back in with that pencil and just fill that in. And once you clean it up with a concealer, it's going to look really nice, and your eyebrows will look polished. Just little strokes with your eye pencil, and I go back in again, brush it up towards the front, and then I start brushing it diagonally as I go towards the end of my eyebrow. So that side is set. and this side is not. So I'm going to go back in and do the same thing on this eyebrow that I did for this. Okay, check and make sure that they're symmetrical, so one side's not higher than the other. And then once you're satisfied with the way they look, I'm going to show you what I do next. So now that I've gone ahead and drawn my eyebrows in, I am going to go back in with my gel, the eyebrow gel, just to set it in place. And I'm using the e.l.f. one that's clear. So the same technique that I use to brush my eyebrows with this spoolie is the same technique I'm using to put the gel in my eyes. So towards the front or the head of your eyebrow, you brush straight up this way. And then you start brushing diagonally as you go towards the tail end of your eyebrows. And I'm going to do the same for this other eye. And as it dries, it's just going to set into place and look beautiful or very put together. And then I go in with my concealer, that Girl Pro-conceal. And right, so I'm going to squeeze a small amount from the tube, and then you can see it's on the tip here. And I'm going to use that angled brush to clean up my brows. I'm going to use that. You can use the tip of this brush, whichever works for you. Sometimes I just find that too much comes out when I try and put it directly onto my eyebrows. So I'm just going to go right underneath that line we drew to frame our eyebrows. Right? And then as I do that, I go in with this brush and I just drag that concealer down. Drag it down. And I'll repeat that again with the angled brush, just to clean it out good and make sure it's nicely shaped. And I drag it down. Question comes up about what concealer to use underneath or like over your eyebrows to clean them up. And you can use what I recommend, because have you seen sometimes you see somebody's taking a picture and then up above the eyebrows right here, they've cleaned it with concealer. Yes, the eyebrows look nice, but then there's that cast, that white cast, and that's as a result of using a concealer that's too light for your complexion. So I would suggest to clean up the top of your eyebrows, either you use a foundation, your regular foundation, or a concealer that's just one shade lighter to avoid that cast so it doesn't look like you have a halo up over your eyebrows, right? So I am going to go in with my foundation, which I use, and I use this Lancome Teint Idole, and I'm just going to pump a little bit onto my hand, just a little bit, and I'm going to use that to clean up the top of my eyebrows. And I'm just going to wipe that brush off that I used that had the concealer on it. I'm going to use the same angled brush. So I just dip in there, just a little bit. Use of my foundation to clean up the top of my eyebrows. That way, if I can do my eyebrows either before I do my foundation or after, it doesn't matter. The foundation that I put up above my eyebrows is just going to melt in there. It's going to all blend together. There will be no line of demarcation. And a little trick that I like to do to just make the hairs at the front of my eyebrows look sparse, and I don't know, I just think it looks cool. That same angle brush that you have, if you're using a concealer to clean up your eyebrows or whatever, or if it's foundation, you can just use it. Now, don't go all the way to the bottom where you drew that line. Start kind of a little bit above, leave a little space between that line you drew and where you're about to start to draw this in. So just with the foundation or concealer that's left in there, go in here and make like, just drag it up. That way it's not too dense at the front, because I'm sure you've seen this, like eyebrows that have been drawn in, they're so harsh. The front of it looks like a box. You want to avoid that boxy look. This is what you do. You go back in with that foundation or that concealer that has that brush that has either concealer or foundation, and you clean it up, all right? You just go up straight lines and then go back and whoosh. So there you have it. What I'm gonna do is go in to the next video and show you, give you an eyeshadow look, something to match what I'm wearing today, and a head wrap. I love head wraps. And then I'll go back in and show you my foundation routine. So stay tuned and I'll see you in the next video.